Now on EMC News 3 Blue Team News, we have the latest update on the Boston bombing charges.
The Rutherford County Jail is teaching something new to its inmates, and it's not discipline.
And Mars is looking for some new residents. All those stories coming up. Hello and welcome to EMC News 3 Blue Team News. I'm Paige Eskew.
And I'm Marquise Parker. Your news starts right now. After last week's successful manhunt, Boston is continuing to get back to normal. Boston schools were closed down last Friday during the search for the Boston Marathon suspect. Yesterday, students were able to return to their classes. The school district says that they have psychologists and social workers on hand to help students cope.
Americans have been glued to their TVs ever since the Boston bombings happened. Well, here's another update for you. 19-year-old Jahar Zarnev was read his charges Monday in his Boston hospital room. The bombing suspect is charged with one count of using and conspiring to use a weapon of mass destruction resulting in death, and one count of malicious destruction of property by means of an explosive device resulting in death. If convicted, these charges could lead to the death penalty. An admirable celebration took place at our local Rutherford County Jail.
Reporter Tyann Nelson is here to tell us how inmates made history and how Rutherford County officials are the ones to thank.
The Rutherford County Adult Detention Center offered an electrical course to prisoners. 6 inmates successfully passed the course and graduated, in the end making history.
The ceremony was a proud and inspirational moment for these inmates and the Rutherford Jail. This electrical class was the first higher education course taught at the facility. The course itself was conducted by the Tennessee Technology Center. Offering the course stemmed from Sheriff Robert Arnold's philosophy: give a man a fish and he will eat for a day, but teach a man to fish and he will eat for life. Inmates who completed the class learned a skill to get a decent paying job and the ability to take care of their families.
Arnold hopes that learning these skills will lower the chance of these inmates returning to jail. Back to you all at the desk.
For more information on how higher education courses being offered at the Rutherford County Jail, visit our website at mtsunews3.com. The 10 Commandments have been creating controversy right here in Murfreesboro. Sheriff Robert Arnold decided to hang the 10 Commandments in the jail lobby, despite the Rutherford County Courthouse being banned from doing the same. Arnold defends his actions by saying he sees the 10 Commandments as the blending with the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence.
If you remember, a few weeks ago, we told the story about Central Magnet School and how they were a finalist in the NBC Smash Make a Musical competition. Well, the votes are finally counted, and Central was a finalist in the competition. The school had more than 53,000 votes and won a $3,000 gift card to Lowe's. The school said they will use their money to help renovate their auditorium. Central was one of 5 finalists in the competition.
Residents in Murfreesboro are getting to see inside one of Middle Tennessee State University's building before it's done. MTSU released a fly-through video and still images of what the new science building will look like while it's still under construction Monday. The animated video, which will be used for recruitment and university marketing, shows the building's interior spaces and how the structure will change the landscape of the campus. The science building is 30% finished as of April and is scheduled to open for the spring semester of 2015.
Even though the new science building is still under construction, MTSU is taking on another project. President Sidney McPhee and the CEO of Middle Tennessee Medical Center announced Friday that the MTSU will be purchasing the old hospital. The 17-acre property comes with a price tag of $11 million. President McPhee said there has not been a final decision on what will occupy the space, but that it will be used for academic purposes. A local organization was creative when it came to raising money for charity, and $18,000 later, they plan to keep doing it this way.
Kappa Delta sorority hosted their 10th annual wing fling on Saturday, April 13th. It's for Prevent Child Abuse America and the Rutherford County Exchange Club.
People were able to grab a plate and walk around to each tent and try all the wings. Who knew donating was so delicious? Hundreds of people came together to help support the sorority and their philanthropy and enjoy a live performance.
It's great that the whole community can come out and eat as many wings as they want and have a great time.
Several other Greek organizations teamed up to compete in the competition. Local businesses like Hooters also set up tents to show their support as well. They raised over $18,000 by selling tickets for the event, t-shirt sales, and donations. People were able to also compete in a cornhole tournament. Wing Fling had over 50 tents participating in the event.
So it's really helpful to have that organization, and we're one of their biggest supporters.
I'm reporter Paige Eskew here with MT10 News. If you missed Wing Fling and would like to make a donation or get involved, just go to our website emcnews3.com and click on the Wing Fling tab.
Children are growing their minds as well as plants. Got a chance to find out what farmers are teaching our youth. Farmers came out to share their knowledge of crops, animals, and homegrown foods with Rutherford County over the weekend. The event, which was called Farmers Care, provided hands-on activities to teach families about the impact agriculture has on our everyday lives.
I think it will generate, and I hope that it will generate at least an interest in gardening.
From tractor rides, horseback riding, to gardening, children were allowed to be a farmer for a day. Adults and children alike had the opportunity to learn how to preserve and maintain crops. What some people don't know is that you don't have to have a garden outside just to grow some food. You can grow some food in the comfort of your own home.
Container growing, as you can grow tomatoes on the 25th floor of an apartment building if you have a balcony.
Parents also had a chance to talk with master gardeners and learn how to grow vegetables in a container garden, no matter how much room you have.
It doesn't take a large area of ground in order to feed a family.
Parents also got the chance to learn heritage skills like butter making, spinning yarn, and more. The event was hosted by members and partners of the Rutherford County agriculture community and held at the Lane Agri Park.
It sounds like fun, Marquise. Well, when we come back, a story involving an infant is getting many people upset.
And one celebrity is trying to evade the IRS. Monte Lopez has that coming up in entertainment.
Why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, you know, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain loss.
Any questions?
What kind of service plan does this come with?
Unlimited.
Can I keep my same phone number?
Absolutely.
How do I change the ringtone?
Just hook it up to your computer.
Does it have a camera? What's the warranty? Does it come in silver? Can I put my party shuffle on this? Does it have a 3.5 millimeter headset jack? You sell a lot of these?
It's the one I carry.
You ever get those phantom vibrations in your pocket?
Any questions?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
3 out of 4 kids are not as secure as they should be because their car seats are not used correctly. But the latch system makes it easier to get it right and to hold your kids tight. Anchor, tether, latch. Learn more at safercar.gov.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
If you're needing to dispose of some prescription pills, then listen up. The Laverne Police Department and the DEA are hosting a prescription drug disposal on Saturday. This will give residents a chance to have their potentially dangerous or expired or unused medication disposed of properly. The service is anonymous. Simply take your prescriptions to City Hall at 5093 Murfreesboro Road between 10 and 2 p.m.
You might have to sit down for this next story. Police in Oregon is wondering why a man used an infant as a human shield during a standoff. Authorities were trying to arrest Raleigh Reynolds because he was connected in some recent burglaries. Eyewitnesses say that Reynolds jumped his sister's gate, which was next door, and hid there. When Reynolds came out, he was holding his 7-month-old son.
He was holding it to shield himself from our firearms or from trying to be taken into custody. It was scary. It was very scary.
Reynolds later on gave in to authorities and was arrested. He is charged with endangering the welfare of a minor, resisting arrest, and burglary.
A weekend accident shut down a major transportation route this past weekend. The Coast Guard is reporting that there were some loose barges that hit the Jefferson Barracks Bridge. The Jefferson Barracks Bridge is located over the Mississippi River in St. Louis, and yesterday some of the river was still closed.
The Coast Guard is sympathetic to the views of members of the river industry, and of course we want to get the river back open and get them back to moving the economy. But until we can ensure that the river can operate safely and securely, we're going to ensure that the river remains closed.
The crew has been working non-stop on this for the past 3 days, and now the rivers are reopened.
If you think Murfreesboro weather is iffy, did you hear about what happened in Indiana this past weekend? Some residents in Indiana woke up to floodwaters that would damage their homes overnight. Heavy rains left some counties underwater this past weekend. Many people had to be saved from the floodwaters. The floodwater completely shut down some roads, and state officials declared Indiana a disaster emergency.
This is going to be a long way back for many of the families and businesses in this community. And I'm just so grateful for the leadership that we've seen here in Elwood and in Tipton and in Kokomo, and the response both by our first responders and by volunteers that are out in neighborhoods even today helping families.
Marquise, I'm absolutely devastated when I found out Reese Witherspoon was arrested for a DUI. That is such a heartbreak for me.
I know, she's like America's sweetheart. Well, I hope Monte Lopez can join us now with the latest in entertainment news. Monte?
Thank you, Marquise and Paige. Now, it's time for your News Street Entertainment Update. A lot has been going on with your favorite people. From drunk driving to crowd surfing, it's been a very interesting weekend. So let's start off with our favorite blonde. Academy Award-winning actress Reese Witherspoon was arrested early Friday morning on a DUI charge in Atlanta. Witherspoon reportedly told the arresting officer, "Do you know who I am?" in an attempt to avoid being taken in. After the arrest, Reese issued an apology. They're climbing in your windows, snatching your people up, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide Beyonce? Yes, you heard right. A video has gone viral of a diva being what seems to be manhandled by a fan while walking in the crowd during a sold-out Miss Carter World Tour. The star didn't seem to pay too much mind to it, and neither did the bodyguard. During the tour, the singer will be singing some of her songs from her 4 solo albums and some of her Destiny's Child days. Speaking of Destiny's Child, I remember that song, when I was younger called Bills, Bills, Bills. Well, one artist has plenty of them, and she might have to pay with it with jail time. Grammy Award-winning singer and rapper Lauryn Hill is still in hot water with the federal government, owing them almost $2 million in unpaid taxes. Hill faces jail time, but her attorney is trying to push for probation. But she might have some release with that hefty tax. The singer recently signed a contract with Sony, who is planning to take out a $650,000 loan to help her pay. Hopefully this will light a fire under her as an incentive for some much-awaited new music. Well, prepare to have your Twitter timelines taken over again every Monday night. Love & Hip Hop Atlanta is back. In this season of the show, as K. Michelle would say, tables are definitely being shaken. With Mimi and Stevie J back together, or will Miss Jocelyn Hernandez interfere? And Scrappy and Erica engaged? Wow, sounds like good news, but of course, there's always drama, and who knows how this will unfold. Hopefully, safely. Now, well, that's all we have in the world of entertainment. But you know what? Here at MTSU, we have our own entertainment people who, you know, in one MTSU fashion group really goes about showing that. Savoir Faire modeling troupe on campus presented a fashion show last night called The Immortals, Gods of Fashion. The Greek mythology themed show featured 8 scenes, each titled after one of the ancient gods. If you are familiar with Greek mythology, each god had control over certain elements which reflected in the wardrobe choices and designs. Attire included evening gowns, casual wear, and swimwear. Well, with that, that concludes our entertainment segment for News 3. Catch me on your Twitter timelines and your Facebook feeds. I'm Monte Lopez.
Coming up next, the season looks promising for the MT Blue Raiders. Chris Burnett has that for you coming up in sports.
And I've got a look with your weather update. We might have some sunny skies now, but it may be a little wet this weekend.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
Yes, ready, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
You were the last to be born in a family of 7 brothers. That's why you had to sleep on the 7th bunk bed and you developed vertigo. And that's why you couldn't become a pilot and you had to study engineering. You patented 367 inventions, but only 3 made it to market. The clap-clap candle, the lazy runners, and the frit and go. That's why you don't have an apartment on the 16th floor, and you have it on the 5th. But that's where you met Carmen. After 237 dates, you finally proposed. With her, you had 3 children. The 4th ended up being a dog. It's not the same, but he adores you. Numbers change your life. That's why you should take control of your credit score by keeping your credit card balances low. For more tips, visit numberschangeyourlife.org.
Welcome back. Well, Marquise, my allergies have been absolutely crazy. I've had to constantly take medication every day just to breathe.
I know. I hope there's some rain coming soon. Ashley, can you tell us if there's any rain to come away to wash away all this pollen?
We've got a few chances of rain coming up this weekend. Right now we're looking at, if we want to take a look at our current conditions here in Murfreesboro, we're looking at about 70 degrees. So it's going to be warm. It's a little cold right now, but the rain chances are coming up this weekend. Right now, like I said, though, we're still looking at mostly cloudy, sunny in Murfreesboro. We can take a look at the whole state region right now. We've got some warm temperatures going on right now. We've got 71 in Murfreesboro, like I said, 66 up in Clarksville, 77 down in Waverly, 70 down in Jackson. We're staying sunny through the mid-state, but we're also staying a little cloudy, and that's just going to come in this weekend. Like I said, we've got some chances of rain. We're looking at 66 down in Manchester, 64 up in Crossville, and 65 in Knoxville. For tonight, we're going to get a little bit colder if we want to move on to tonight's lows. We're looking at around the 50s for the mid areas. So it's cooling down. We've got a nice weather rain cloud coming from the north, so we're going to cool down a little bit and get that rain I was talking about. 52 up in Portland, 59 in Nashville, 56 in Murfreesboro. We're not looking at a lot of chance of rain in Murfreesboro, so Paige, Marquise, you might want to keep taking those allergy pills because it's going to wash away a little bit, but not too much, and I know I feel the pain on that too. Tomorrow we are going to have some rain though, 58 in Murfreesboro, 69 down in Chattanooga, partly sunny, but also raining, 60 in Crossville with some thunder showers, and 60 down in Jackson. We've got some rain going on there too as well. So we can look at our, today the map, like I told you, we've got a little bit of green peeking out right up here, and that's that rain movement I was talking coming about from the the northwest heading our way, getting that rain tonight and tomorrow morning. So we've got a low percentage of showers coming in tonight and tomorrow morning. So for the 5-day forecast, I can tell you it's going to be a little wet, but it's not going to be too bad. We're going to get some sun, some rain. You know, it's going to be kind of all over the place, just like April, just like spring. We've got a 60% chance of rain on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're going to look sunny, kind of cloudy. Saturday, we're looking at 60% of chance of rain and 30% on Sunday. So you never know with this April weird spring weather. You just got to hope for the best and pack for all weather occasions. And remember, keep taking those allergy pills. Back to you guys at the desk.
We actually have Jonathan live right now. He's going to inform us a little bit more about those allergies.
Yes, spring allergy season is in full force here in Tennessee, and it's even taken a toll on a kid who loves to stay active. Take a look.
About 2 years.
That's how long Wesley James has been playing tennis, and for the 11-year-old, this is also his second bout with spring allergies.
I'm afraid of sneezing my head off and that my allergies might get so bad I have to go inside.
Christy James knows that being inside doesn't always shield her son from the sniffles.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for him to start sneezing almost immediately. Even in the house, he'll start sneezing in the house, and I can tell he's probably going to have a rough day.
Dr. Erica Morris blames those rough days on the easy winter days.
If it's been a milder winter, we tend to have earlier onset, which is what we're seeing a lot more of these days, and a lot more of symptomatic patients because we're having milder winters with earlier onsets.
And the milder winters led to a severe spring allergy season close to home. The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America just ranked the cities with the worst allergies. Jackson, Mississippi came out on top, with Knoxville following behind in second and Chattanooga rounding out the top 3. Nashville came in at number 36. Although we live in and near cities populated with people and pollen, we don't have to deal with the pain.
What I would advise is not suffering. I think a lot of people tend to become accustomed to living with a lot of these symptoms, and they don't realize how much it affects their quality of life.
And despite Wesley's allergies, he still plans to overcome his sneezing and his opponents on the court. Unfortunately, allergy season doesn't end when spring does. Most allergies will continue through the summer and the fall. Back to you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Allergists recommend over-the-counter allergy medications for mild sufferers, like myself.
But if you constantly suffer from sneezing and watery eyes, you should see a doctor.
All right, do you know anything about sports?
I heard about Kobe Bryant. There's some big news about him, and there's some NFL trades. Chris Burnett has the latest on the sports.
Thanks, Paige. Thanks, Marquise. It was a busy weekend across the board for sports, especially on the national stage. Trades were in full effect in the NFL, and memorable celebrations took place honoring those in the Boston Marathon bombings. National headlines topped this week's take on sports. New York Jets cornerback Darrelle Revis is headed south to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after a trade was finalized Saturday afternoon. The Bucs acquired Revis after giving the Jets their 13th overall pick in this weekend's draft. With his $96 million contract, Revis becomes the highest-paid DB in NFL history. And Boston Mayor Thomas Menino was on hand at Fenway Park on Saturday to take part in honoring the victims in the recent tragedy his town endured. Fans gathered with signs to watch as the mayor accepted a $600,000 donation to the city from Major League Baseball. And NASCAR found itself at the Kansas Speedway this weekend. Matt Kenseth in the number 20 car held off Casey Kane to take the checkered flag. This marked just his second win of the season. The NBA world received the news it would have to go without its star Kobe Bryant for the rest of the season and possibly part of next. Bryant suffered a torn Achilles in his left foot and is expected to miss the next 6 to 9 months. The Lakers star said he felt it tear the moment the incident occurred, and it is unclear at this point if Bryant will return given his long career to date in the NBA. His absence will be felt immediately. The Middle Tennessee football team held its annual blue and white scrimmage on Saturday inside Floyd Stadium. The game signifies the end of spring practice, and the coaches are looking for sharp execution on both sides of the ball. The sun was shining on a beautiful day inside Floyd Stadium as the fans anxiously waited for a preview of this year's team. The game got underway with this pass from quarterback Logan Kilgore to receiver Tavares Jefferson for a short gain. Just a few plays later, it was running back William Pratcher who takes it off left tackle for a 65-yard touchdown, leaving the defense in the dust. Backup QB Austin Graber made his presence known early with this quick shot to Houston Brown over the middle. And just a few plays later, Grammer put this one on the money to tight end William Wilson, giving the blue team a big lead. Halftime saw fans create a human-sized Conference USA logo that will be used for future promotions. The squad ended the game with a final score of 52-40, and Coach Stock liked the effort.
I was really pleased with it. I thought both sides played hard. I thought we competed.
The Middle Tennessee baseball team is set to host the University of Tennessee tonight at Reese Smith Jr. Field at 6 p.m. The Blue Raiders currently hold a 3-game winning streak over the Vols and look to make it 4 in front of the home crowd. Paul Matur will be on the mound for MT, making his first start of the season in his 19th appearance. And that's this week's Look at Sports. For MT10 HD, I'm Chris Burnett. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chris. More support is being sent to Boston. Thousands of North Carolina residents strapped on their running shoes to show support to the city of Boston. 3,000 runners showed up for the 3-mile Boston Memorial Run. And get this, they were only expecting 300 people in the beginning. These residents will not let the Boston situation affect their day-to-day lives.
Is everybody here for Boston? Is everybody here for the USA?
When a deadly explosion went off at the Boston Marathon that claimed the lives of 3 people and injured more than 170 people.
Some elementary students found a way to help out victims of the Boston bombing in an unlikely way. Second graders in Alabama were moved when they found out a young boy their age was among those killed in the Boston explosions. 8-year-old Martin Richard was killed in the explosion. In honor of him and all the victims, they created what they are calling Boston bracelets. The bracelets, each of them weaving in blue and yellow yarn in honor of the marathon's official colors. Bracelets are being sold for $1 to fellow classmates and teachers. The money will be donated to children's hospitals in honor of the victims. A small gesture brought upon.
Do you still have that childhood dream to go to Mars? Well, listen closely. There's a new mission to Mars, and they want you. The Dutch company Mars One is offering the chance to go to the Red Planet and build a human colony. But there's a catch. It's only a one-way ticket. All applicants must be willing to leave their human life behind and never return to Earth. The mission is set to take off in 2022. All right, I think we got a little bit more weather looking out for us, Marquise.
I hope so. Ashley, can you give us a last look at what's going on with the weather?
I can tell you what's going on here on Earth, but not on Mars. I don't think I could take that trip. Like I said, that rain that I'm talking about, give you a little bit bigger look on that. We've got some rain that's coming in from the northwest region. So like I said, it's going to be tonight, tomorrow, so just get ready. It's not going to be heavy, but like I said, April showers. So get prepared for that weekend, guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Ashley. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Again, I'm Paige Eskew.
And I'm Mark.